In this weekly video, I will be explaining the steps to completing the fall programming project using Khan Academy's programming environment. The first thing you need to do is get a student computer off of the cart from your school. You will be logging into your Khan Academy account using your Google information, which, yes, you can do that on your iPad, but this project is going to be much easier if you just use a computer. You can also use a computer at home or any other computer and just log in to Khan Academy using your Google credentials from school. I like to use Chrome when I'm doing anything online. This will work in Safari or in other browsers, but it's just my preference that I use Chrome. So when you open up a computer on the laptop cart from the school and you open up Chrome, then you might get a little warning pop up, and if it does, just click on OK, which is being shown right now on the video. And then, since this is a computer that is shared by multiple people, there might be some things we have to work around. So I'm just going to walk through this, and then as things come up, I will show you how to navigate. Notice that in the top, I am just Googling Khan Academy new program, and that will give me some things to choose from, but what I'm looking for is this one right here that says new program Khan Academy computer programming. So when you click on that, it will take you to Khan Academy and show you this screen. But if you notice in the upper right hand corner, I'm not logged in because my name isn't shown there. So probably what you should do first is just go to khanacademy.org and then log in, and then continue with Google. And then notice right here, someone else has already logged in, so I'm going to choose another account and log in as myself. This is where it might have a little glitch because this is a computer that's shared by many people. So notice I'm just typing in my email, typing in my password, and then I get this error that says the page isn't working. So here's your first tip for working with a shared computer like the ones at your school. What you can do is go to the menu up top in the top left hand corner and go to Clear Browsing Data. Chrome, Clear Browsing Data, and then Clear Data. That just takes away anyone else's login information that might be stored and causing an error when you're trying to log in. So I just cleared the browsing data, and now I'm going back to Khan Academy and trying to log in again using my Google account. So in the upper right hand corner, log in, connect with Google, and then this time when I type in my information, it will let me in. This screen will pop up and you need to select Allow. And then you can tell that you're logged in because in the upper right hand corner it says your name. And anything you do in Khan Academy, you want to make sure that you're logged in so it can record your progress and that you can save. So now in the upper left hand corner I'm going to type in programming new program, and it should give me a list of things within Khan Academy that match that. And then notice that the fourth one down says new program computer science Khan Academy. So that's what I want you to click on, and then that takes us back to the screen that we were at before, only this time I am logged in because it says my name in the corner. Go ahead and hit edit title and then rename it as Fall Scene and then hit save. One of the first things I want to teach you is the rectangle command, and that's simply RECT for rectangle, and then Shift 9 for an open parentheses. And then I'm just going to start by typing in 10, 10, 10, 10, and then close parentheses, and then a semicolon. What that does is it puts a small little square in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. From there, you can change those tens to different numbers to move it around. So if I click on the first 10, I get this little slider that allows me to move it on the x-axis. The second one allows me to move it up and down, which is the y-axis. The next one is the width of the rectangle, so you can use that to change the width. And finally, the fourth number is the height. Okay, so that's how to draw a rectangle. If you want the rectangle filled in, let's say for maybe a stem on a pumpkin, you can type in the fill command, F-I-L-L, and then open parentheses, and then you get this grid that you can choose from all the different colors available. And then when you have it just right, then you can move on to your next line of code. So notice I hit return twice after the rectangle, and now I'm ready to move on. But before I do that, I do want to show you a nice little trick about coding, not only in Khan Academy, but really any programming language. If you do / twice and then type something, that's like documentation for your code, and it doesn't affect the code, it just tells whoever else might be looking at it that line 2 is the pumpkin stem. So it's a really good habit to get into, just like showing your work in math is a good habit. So on line 4, I'm going to type in the word ellipse. That is the coding word for circle, so E-L-L-I-P-S-E, and then parentheses, and then once again 4 tens, 10, 10, 10, 10, just to get the idea of where it's at on the screen. And then you can go back through and change those numbers to move it around. But first of all, I want to make sure my pumpkin is not the same color as my stem, so I'm going to use that fill command again to find the color of my pumpkin. So you can select that color and then move those numbers around to make sure that it lines up just the way you want it to. So making it wider, making it taller, and then adjusting it so it fits right where you had your stem placed. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is you might notice that there's a black outline around the pumpkin, and one code that you can use for that is no stroke, N-O, capital S-T-R-O-K-E, open parentheses, close parentheses, and then a semicolon, and that just takes that black outline away from the pumpkin. Notice I've started typing in the word background for background color, but it's covering up everything, so I'm actually going to get rid of that by doing Command X, and then putting that as my first command, code on the screen so that it's in the background, and then I can do everything in order there. So everything can be cut and pasted and moved around, I think a lot easier on the computer versus the iPad. Again, it will work on the iPad, but it's just a little bit more glitchy. Scrolling down to the bottom of your screen, there's a little documentation area for you to see all the different types of things that can be drawn. For example, if you wanted to include a line for branches on a tree or maybe a broomstick or something like that, you can click on the example and a new tab will open. And what I like to do is I like to copy, highlight it, and do Command C for copy, then come back to my program and then click on line 10 and do Command V as in Victor. And now what I can do is I can change the color and I can change the stroke width. Notice that the color currently is green and then the stroke width is currently at 4, but if I change 4 to 8, it gets a little bit thicker, so there's another code that you can use. And then the line is made up of 2 coordinates, X and Y, but if you have the template there copied from the documentation, you can actually just adjust those to make them fit however you want. So I hope I've given you enough information to get started on your fall scene. I'm going to end the video by showing you some of the projects from previous students in previous years. Just make sure that when you're working on your fall scene, make sure to hit save often so that your work is saved. This will actually be due at the end of booklet 4, which won't be until the end of October, but you have this week to get started on it and ask some questions. So I hope you have fun with this project, and I can't wait to see what you create.